All right, so we've looked briefly at using a Theme CSS client extension within your Liferay project to style your site. And Theme CSS client extensions are powerful tools that allow you to customize your instance to create that brand look and feel that you want your users or customers to associate with your platform. Now, Theme CSS client extensions are meant to be used in tandem with the rest of Liferay's design elements, including global CSS client extensions as well as style books, as we can see in this diagram. Now, the main difference between Theme CSS client extensions and global CSS client extensions is that Theme CSS replaces all of the existing styling on a site. Basically, it defines the classes and styles available across the site. Now, global CSS do not replace, but append onto the styles on a page. And this is useful because if you need spot edits or minor styling changes on pages, or even just one site in your instance, then you have the ability to make changes without redefining the whole styling framework. Now, there's this feature called the style books, and we'll discuss this in depth in a separate video. But style books essentially allow you to define the look and feel of your site through the UI. You can change the values of certain classes and variables through configurations. And these classes and variables, they're defined within your theme, so within a Theme CSS client extension, and they're known as front-end tokens. These front-end tokens are powerful because after defining the skeleton of how your site should look and feel through code, then you can invite other members, other teams of your organization to participate in building out the styling of the site by adjusting things like fonts, colors, spacing, etc. So front-end tokens are what makes this possible. And within the Theme CSS client extensions, you can define and restrict tokens to be used in your platform. So here's a conceptual model of how these pieces fit together, and we'll dive into a code example in a moment. So at the foundations, you have the base theme, and this is just a set of rules that set the value of classes and variables. You'll notice right here, this is a definition of a variable, and then a definition of a class is using that variable. The best practice is always to set variables and then to define these classes to reference those variables so that instead of changing 16 instances of hex code BC06FA, you can instead change the variable that is set to that value. Then after the definitions are set, and all of these are totally optional, you can define tokens through the Theme CSS client extensions, and then you can use them from within a style book. Now, the global CSS injects and overrides values that are defined within either your client extension or your base theme, but then the non-overridden styles can be configured through the style books. So let's take a look at this in practice. So I'm going to go over to my code example right now. So you'll see that we're in our Clarity theme. And I first want to show you the client extension YAML file. You'll notice right here, this should look familiar because this is the same Clarity theme that we've been working with. There's only one difference right here. There's a new attribute, the front-end token definition JSON. We need to specify a file where all of the token definitions are stored. So in our case, this is this file right over here. So we'll take a look at this file in depth. So when we click into it, you'll see first off that it's a structured object of lists of lists. And you'll notice that it's actually a pretty large file. Mine is just shy of 8,000 lines of code. And the reason this is so large is because we are actually copying all of the tokens that exist in the dialect theme, and we are copying it over. When you want to define a theme, a front-end token definition, token definitions you define replace any existing definitions. Meaning, if you wanted to create just one token definition, having a file that defines just that token will replace and override every single other definition that has already been there. So if you wanted to preserve the other variables and the tokens that are in your instance, you actually have to append it to the file, which is really large and maybe cumbersome, but that's the way that you have to do it currently. And so you'll notice that there's a couple of hierarchies. So this is the categories, and under categories are token sets, and under that are the individual tokens. So many tokens fit into a token set, and you'll see a couple of token sets that we have just within a singular category. We have like primary, secondary, neutral, and you'll see that this all fits into a color system category. Now we're adding our own front-end token set here, and we've appended it to the very bottom, and we are creating one called the Clarity Distributor Styles. We've defined a default right here, and this is a type string, but it's supposed to represent a color as a hex code. There is a color picker editor type that you can use and you can specify. And the value right here is what is really valuable to us, because we can define the variable that can then be referenced from other instances in your portal, whether it's a client extension, a custom element, even just a class on a page that can make use of the value of this variable. So you can define things like colors. You can define, there's like border widths. You can define spacing, you can define fonts. There's a couple of different types that you can use that are all exemplified within this file. So I'm going to take a look in my portal instance right now. So let's go on over, come back to the home page. You see this is our theme. And then where you go to find your tokens is actually the style book. So you have to be in a style book in order to see the tokens. And you'll see on this right side that a bunch of tokens that are available right here. Right. So you see this category is a color system. These are the token sets, primary, secondary, neutral. And then the individual tokens are defined right here. Right. Our distributor styles is the one that we created, and we created a token, and we can change the value of it. And you should be able to see this reflected on the screen. Only that nothing is actually making use of this token. And so we can then go to something else that we know is using. Just because I know the code, I know that this banner is making use of the color brand primary. So if we go ahead and change this, you'll see that the banner color isn't actually changing. And that's because of the way that we've coded the theme. Our current theme has the values hard-coded, so they're not actually taking advantage of this token. And sometimes you may want to do this because you might not want anyone to be able to change your primary brand color. But for the sake of our example, if we wanted to change it, then we have to go into our code and change the hard-coding. So let's take a look at where this exists, the color brand primary. And we see this in a couple of lines. So we see that defined. I'm going to remove that. And then I'm going to come over to this file, remove that. And I'm going to deploy my client extension one more time. And then once that finishes deploying, then we'll take a look at our instance. So now it finishes deploying. We'll go back to Clarity right now. You'll notice that this is gone. The color is gone right now, and we can actually set a default color if we take this and we go into our front-end token definition. We find our color brand primary. We can set the default value right here, and then this will make the color show up as that teal. But now if we modify the color, we can see this change directly in the UI. So there we have it. You have learned how to define a front-end token definition, as well as set defaults, as well as diagnose how to make it show up in the portal. So thank you, and we'll catch you in the next one.